welcome to GADcast. Sorry about that last house band. The last one died. They crashed a boat into a plane. We have Andy and Adam here tonight. The rest of the GADcast crew.
Hi.
Introduce yourselves.
Hey, Andy here.
Hi, this is not Andy. This is Adam.
And we also have Tommy via cellular device.
Say hi, say Tommy.
What's up, dude? So, Tommy, how are you tonight?
I'm pretty good.
Cool.
In my PJs.
That's what's up. So we used to be in a band. You remember that?
Nuh-uh.
I knew he was lying.
Is it because we only played like 1.5 shows?
No, that was cool. That was like one of the best experiences ever, dude. Dammit Bobby was some good shit.
It's a lot of fun. It really was. Yeah, we still watch the videos every once in a while. That last show he played at Maggie's. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm still mad at how well Brandon can write songs.
Yeah, that was...
I want to be...
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah. When you were playing keyboards and stuff, that was awesome.
Yeah, I have a problem with that video. Like, that one song,
Yeah.
I looked up and I saw Maggie and then I missed a note. And so it really bugged me.
Yeah, I apparently was screaming a lot more than I remembered. So, yeah, and I did a death metal scream at one point in time, which I do not remember doing. So, good times.
Yeah.
Good times indeed.
Yeah, the Decline, they were pretty cool to open for as well. I enjoyed those guys.
Yeah, they were, I don't know what the hell they were doing there, but they were good.
Yeah, I don't know how Australia came through our front lawn, but it was awesome.
They were just as confused as we were.
Yeah, they were. I gave them $40 for a hotel room because they needed a place to crash, and they gave me 4 shirts and 2 CDs. Open up to Florida, Adam and Andy.
Yeah.
Open up Florida.
Let's open up Florida.
All right.
Let's open up Florida to it. I don't want to go to Florida.
Yeah. Well, I hope that guy that isn't telling kids to build walls wins.
So, I guess we should also maybe talk about the band before Dammit Bobby.
There was no band before Dammit Bobby.
Oh, yeah, it was the first band.
Oh,
No. The
the
Andies.
OG band.
The OGs. Andies.
Yeah, I think that band's a dead end.
Yeah.
Oh, the Andies. I remember them. No, I don't. Who the fuck was the Andies? Some crazy mountain folk.
Yeah. The Andies, like most people, I guess they would think that Andy's an asshole and named the band after himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened.
Yeah, that's what I said on the podcast before.
Yeah, it's just that he happens to be an asshole, and then the band.
Yes.
So what was your favorite track from the Andies? Do you remember?
Sea Bears.
Oh, that is...
Sea Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody likes
Yeah,
the
that's,
Sea
that's,
Bears.
that's, that was my favorite. So.
Sea Bears was the most fun to play.
Mhm.
Like, I remember I wrote Poster Child when I was like 11 or something, and wrote the lyrics for that. And
Poster Child's my
then
favorite.
it was pretty sweet. It sounds like some Richard Hell shit.
Yeah.
I called it.
But
I said it sounded like Richard Hell. It sounds like Richard Hell and a little bit of Iggy Pop's The Passenger.
Oh.
yeah,
Has a little bit
but
of
the
that to it.
thing is, the guy who wrote the music, no, Sauls. Oh my God, he was a genius. Yeah, actually, he is a genius. He graduated high school and community college at the same time.
Damn.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah, that kid, he wrote all the shit for that, and I really like that song. But Sea Bears is the best off that album.
Yeah, Sea Bears was like the most ska, I think. It was the most like traditional ska. I mean, Poster Child was fun to play, too, but like Sea Bears just had that real traditional ska.
Yeah, it's with Sea Bears. Me and Andy wrote that one. Of course, we wrote like 90% of everything
Yeah.
for that band, and like me and Andy is like an unstoppable writing duo when we get going.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
like both of us will say, how about this part? How about this? We'll add more to that. We'll put more over here. And we end up having like a whole lot of shit and then we can kind of make like 10 different things out of it.
Yeah, it's always fun being a part of that writing process with both of you guys.
Yeah.
Especially when we had like all four of us, like with Brandon there. And even though Kyle probably wouldn't claim it, he was the drummer of Dammit Bobby of all the drummers.
He's the only one that played a show.
He's the only one that played a show with us.
Yeah, no.
We had like 4 drummers, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
At the same time?
Yes, at the same damn time.
Nobody was patient enough to try to do what we were trying to do.
Yeah. We should have played more shows, though. We should have fumbled more, I think. We should have taken more chances. But I enjoyed that we played that really good show.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like Dammit
then
Bobby
also,
because we didn't limit ourselves to ska. I mean, we were a ska band, I guess, but we had one horn. I mean, we kind of went out of bounds on a lot of things.
yeah, I wanted us to be like heavier than the Andies, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy is now trying to record a new version of Glass House.
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed me that.
I can't remember, but that song seemed very heavy when we played it. But I just remember it was impossible, like, to fix. Like, we just couldn't. It was like a puzzle we couldn't solve. So we never. It was like a puzzle we couldn't solve, so we never finished the song.
Oh yeah. It was like that writing the lyrics. Like, I wrote those lyrics at work, like on sticky notes.
When you're working.
Andy knows about the sticky notes thing because we wrote songs like that. And,
Yeah, when you're in the orchestra.
We wrote Bicycle Willie on sticky notes when we were in like
Orchestra.
Yeah, in the orchestra. We were sitting right next to each other, passing sticky notes for lyrics, and that's how we did Glass House. I wrote the bulk of it, and then I brought it to Andy, and we just wrote small snippets out of it, and it turned into like our magnum opus that never got finished.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm interested to see what he does with it, but I also would like to hear us all try to play it again full band sometime.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so like as far as the Andies go, what were some of your favorite moments playing in the Andies, like as far as experience wise go?
Oh my God, playing at the Firehouse with the Atom Age, they're on Asian Man Records. Those guys were incredible. One of the most incredible things I've seen in my life was the saxophone player for the Atom Age jump off the stage while playing, run outside, and I followed him, continue to play, run down the block, come back, run inside, jump on stage, and still be on the note. You knew where he was in the music.
That
was awesome. Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
And I would guess, like, what are some of your favorite moments from Dammit Bobby? But I assume our only show would be one of them. But we had a lot of good times.
Yeah.
You remember how bad the goat farmhouse smelled?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that smelled bad.
Smelled
Yeah,
like
we
goats.
had like different, a few different eras of a band.
Yeah.
I guess you could separate them up with the drummers.
Yeah, it all came full circle with Kyle.
Yeah, and I really thank him for doing that. That was really cool of him.
Yeah, it was solid of him. We might have forced him to do it, but it was really nice of him.
You know, something else that I don't think we've talked about on the podcast yet is another band that we didn't play a show, but we practiced as several times, is the Latter-day Skanks.
Oh yeah, didn't we actually?
Oh yeah,
Did we ever record?
dude, that was gonna be a super group, dude.
Yeah.
We were gonna be fucking amazing.
It was
and
gonna be
then,
awesome.
Immediately dead after one practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't Dakota put up one of the
He put up
demos? He put up one of the demos of it on Bandcamp.
I don't know where it is. I've never heard the actual
Well,
demo.
yeah, it was. It must have
Dakota
been.
Yoland's mind is like if you sit down and talk to him, like he's all over the place all the time, but he has so many good ideas.
Mm-hmm.
That dude is awesome. Dakota, if you hear this, you're awesome, dude. Same birthday, same year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and Austin Snow was in that band too, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. He played bass with us. It was Dakota. Dakota was just gonna be like the singer, I think.
Yeah, frontman.
Yeah, it was gonna be the front. And I like played drums. I think. It's
Yeah.
weird, but yeah, it was gonna be like a super group basically.
I think you were the only drummer in the room.
Probably so. Yeah. The only person that could play drums like decently well, but. We had that song that he wrote. The lyrics to
Red
it was
on
like
the back of a Snapple cap.
yeah, it was the Snapple song. Yeah,
Snapple.
That song was brilliant.
Yeah,
It was a fucking beautiful song.
yeah. But I also like that other song we did, "Shut Up, Helen Keller."
Did we play that with Latter-day
We
Skanks?
played that with him. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like a
cool,
Latter Day
cool.
Skank song.
Yeah.
But
I remember we tried to play it with DB.
with it, yeah, and it didn't.
Yeah, we found a video of us playing Fun Girl 69 from Dammit Bobby the other day, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fun Girl 69.
Yeah.
I don't think we played that at the show, did we?
I don't think it made the set list.
Yeah.
No. That song.
Brandon didn't like it.
Yeah. But the chorus was so much fun to me. But yeah, I still I'll have people scroll through my phone and be like, "Who's that blonde chick in the pool?" And I'm like,
Fun Girl 69.
"That's Fun Girl 69. She's our mascot."
I don't really know if Brandon liked it or not. I was just saying that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna be like, Tommy said.
Tommy said,
I hope he
stupid. Jesse hates you.
Oh yeah, didn't you also have a August Spy song named in your honor?
Oh yes, it was called Tommy Said Ended on a Fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you the story. I'd been living in Auburn with my buddy Micah for a couple of months. This was late 2011, maybe November, December-ish, and got kicked out of there, or got asked to leave really nicely. I went to Tuscaloosa, and I was hanging out with this girl in her dorm, and you know Millie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was staying in Millie's dorm.
Yeah.
And I didn't know she was there, and I walked out one day out of this girl's room, and she was like, "Oh, Tommy." So I talked to her, and then I didn't have anywhere else to stay, so I knew where Drew Brooks worked. He worked at Jimmy John's on the strip in Tuscaloosa. And so there's a dumpster back there behind Jimmy John's. Mm-hmm. And I went and I waved at Drew, and then went and took a nap behind a dumpster for 5 hours with my trumpet and my big backpack, my hiking backpack. And then I was sleeping, and I think he came and woke me up and said, "Get in the back of the truck." He just got off work, and he brought me to his house, and him and his friends were playing a song, and I was chugging a bottle of Aristocrat, and they said, "You got anything to say about this?" And I said, "Yeah, it ended on a fifth," and the history was made.
Was it a fifth of Aristocrat?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I barely remember
let's
saying
just say, for story's sake, it was. Yeah, they ended on the fifth. No, that's awesome. I never got to see them play.
Mysteriously, when I left there, my liquor went missing, and I think they saved my life because I could have gotten in trouble if the cops stopped me and checked my bag. You know?
Yeah, you definitely could have.
Yeah, I was 18 years old. Yeah, I was 18 then.
Yeah.
And you never saw him, Jesse.
Yep. Jesse hates August Spies.
No, get this. Jesse extra hates Tiger Hillside because we did a show with August Spies. So if you had come to see us, you would have gotten to see us and August Spies.
I went to a Tiger Hillside show. Whatever form of artifact / cosmic debris /
Probably because I dragged you to it.
Glass onion.
Yeah, I think it was it. I think it was artifacts.
No, it was a glass onion. The second ever Tiger Hillside show was with August Spies.
Really?
Yep.
Man, that was a good show. Wait, no, I did see August Spies play once. No.
No. Yes. No.
I think I did, and it was in Gadsden.
Let me see here.
Yeah.
I think back then they were just the July Spies.
I saw August Spies play with Seagulls.
Yeah.
That was in Tuscaloosa.
Like the band or the Birds?
I saw them before Brandon Tarrant joined. I remember now. I did. It was the Andies music.
It's nice work.
Oh, yeah, guys, I wanted to tell you, I warned Andy ahead of time. When I'm talking, I may forget what I'm saying, like, in the middle of it, because of all this medication I'm on, but bear with me and just remind me.
Well, I mean, what's our excuse?
Yeah, we don't have an excuse. We do the same thing, so no worries.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
It really bugs me. It does. Because I'll be trying to say something and I just forget.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I'm 40, so I just do it anyway. That's how it is.
It's just old age.
I talk for an hour, and I'm like, what the hell was that about?
Yeah, sometimes I'll be dribbling a basketball, and Adam will just rip it out of my hands and stab it with a knife and say, get off my lawn.
I hate fun. Nothing pisses me off more than people just enjoying themselves and having fun. Shit's just really annoying. I just think people are dorky when they're happy. I just want to stop that. You know how I feel about joy? Division. I mean, I'll drink the soap, but anything else called joy, I don't like it.
It's Joy Division.
What about Nurse Joy?
Hey, let's talk about something depressing, like this hurricane that's going to kill a bunch of people.
What's its name?
Florence.
Yeah, you don't know the name of the hurricane?
No.
Hurricane Flo.
Hurricane Flo?
It sucked up a bunch of sharks.
Really?
I don't know. I saw that on Facebook.
That's
That's the meme. It's going through Florida, though, right?
What?
It's going through Florida.
It's supposed to hit North Carolina, South Carolina, Maryland, and Virginia.
Yeah.
That's no good.
No.
Well, I hope all people are alive.
Yeah. I hope all you thousands of people in those states listening to us are safe.
Yes, I hope all our fans in those areas are safe.
Yeah.
All right, fans.
I told Andy the only person that listens to this is probably an 8-year-old girl in Singapore.
That's it. That's where everybody's talking about it. Singapore.
Well, kids think it's cooler when they hear people say fuck. Adults just hear it all the time. When kids hear it, it's neat.
You know, you guys remember the Reagan? They got excited to find out that there was a following for them in Belgium, I think.
There was a following in Belgium?
For the Reagans?
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
It wasn't just some, like, Gadsden kids drinking Blue Moon?
Like Belgium or Belarus, somewhere like that. Like, there was a good bit of people that liked them on MySpace.
That's awesome. Yeah, we think most of our views and watches are from us. Just
We're not sure,
chance.
though. But.
yeah. We have to be like, how many times did you listen to it this week?
So, Buddy Holly's Nightmare.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about Buddy Holly's
beautiful.
Nightmare.
Yeah, I posted that music video the other day.
There was some beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
I still got CDs in my drawer right here. Like, I got like 100 CDs. I was going to Gadsden State, and I was staying in the dorm. This had only happened for like a 3-month period, but I met Zach Bice not too long before that, and then I met Tyler Senzak at the dorm. So I introduced them, and we hung out and stuff like that, and then me and Zach decided to start a band, and then Tyler just jumped on board just because. And we quickly just spit out a song. We went to Listen Music and recorded it and spit out a song. And then we went around and we went with Apollo 11. That dates us.
Yeah.
And we went and played a few shows with them around Alabama, like a mini tour thing. And that was it. And we've talked about doing things, and we just haven't. But it was a lot of fun. It was really a time of my life where I was doing a lot of stupid shit. You know, it's kind of bittersweet looking back on that.
Yeah, so you guys had more than one song?
No.
Oh, but you played shows?
Yeah, we just played one song. We opened up for Apollo 11, just played one song.
That's so awesome.
You know Jesse doesn't go to shows.
Don't go to shows. That's amazing.
Yeah, we played hard as fuck every time, and like I would bash the microphone on my head and like go for it. Because like I thought I was Henry Rollins and shit.
Yeah. It worked out. So for filming that music video, how was that process?
Oh, that was Zach's idea. He's the one who got me out of my shell, though. Mm-hmm. And I mean, at Andy's shows, I would jump around and stuff like that, but I didn't know that I could make my voice so loud. I didn't know I could yell like that.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, and I channeled my inner Lemmy, I think. for Motorhead, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do that. Like, I don't even remember the lyrics now because Zach wrote them all. It was about Austin Matthews and the hardcore scene taking over.
Yeah.
And
now that I know more about it, those lyrics are amazing. They're like a work of art.
yeah, it's basically to me it's about making the hardcore scene get down on their knees and begin to suck. And I mean, it was like a battle cry. It was like throwing the gauntlet down, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we meant war by that song.
You could feel it.
And I mean, Tyler was just goofy the whole time. Like, he was just there for the ride. That's another talented man right there. Tyler Sinzak he's a genius.
Yeah, Ugly Pompous Grin's one of the best bands I've ever heard as well. But like, I totally I forgot that they changed their name. So like, somebody the other day was like, "What are your 10 favorite Alabama punk bands of all time?" And I said, "Tyler the Train Tracks" instead of Ugly Pompous Grin.
Yeah, I didn't even know what that was. I was like,
totally.
Tyler to the Train Tracks.
That was the name of Tyler's first band.
If y'all have ever hung out with Zach Weiss, you know that he's like the nicest dude ever. He will do anything for you.
Yeah,
he
Zach's
was like,
a sweet dude.
I was crashing with him for a few weeks, probably longer than that, and like I would smoke half of his cigarettes, and he would give them to me. Like, he would give me half of his cigarettes, and like we'd share food, and we went to Tennessee just because one time we dropped out of school. He's a really nice guy, and he kept me afloat for a while.
Yeah, he's a really good dude. I remember the only time I really talked to him in person, I bought a bunch of like Henry Rollins and Michael Graves stuff from him, like that I still have to this day, like a lot of books and artwork and stuff.
Yep.
Jesse doesn't know how to read.
Just reads comic books. He draws coloring books.
Right now, I'm reading a young adult novel about comic book characters. Okay, I'm an adult.
But I'd like to point out you haven't finished it.
I haven't finished.
Do we need to go back and check all the podcasts you've been mentioning this? We could measure how many weeks you've been reading it.
Yeah, dude. I'm terrible at reading.
Well, the ones with the pictures go quicker.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can just turn. Yeah, well, podcasts are easier to read than comic books.
That's true.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means, but it's true. So
I'm reading the Everything Health Guide to Adult Bipolar Disorder.
Oh, who wrote that?
That's me. I'm reading it.
Oh, cool.
Henry Rollins.
Yeah.
Henry Rollins wrote it. I would like to hear his book on that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've been learning more and more about it. But yeah,
I think people need to talk about it more. People that have mental illnesses.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it needs to be one of those subjects that's like an automatic, like, hey, this is obviously an issue. Look at the statistics. We need to have this taken care of. We don't need to ostracize these people. We need to help these people. I mean, it's just common human decency, you know.
No. If you turn them into an ostrich, they'll just put their head in the sand.
But you can't do like Carrie Fisher and be like, you spread awareness about bipolar and then like snort lines of cocaine big as a baby's leg.
Yeah, I mean, she was fighting the battle. She just, I don't think she was always winning.
Yeah.
Because, she died with, what was it, trace amounts of MDMA, cocaine, and something else in her system.
Yeah.
But yeah, they put her ashes in a giant. She had it in her will to put her ashes in a giant. It's like a Lexapro pill, a plastic Lexapro pill. That's where her ashes are.
A what?
It's like a Lexapro pill or something. It's like it's
oh, really?
Yeah, it's like she had in her will to put it, and she had this giant antidepressant like capsule.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
She's actually one of the main reasons why Jason Mewes from Jay and Silent Bob got sober too, because whenever she was on the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back film, she called, like, he was like hitting on her and stuff. She called bullshit and called him out, and like kind of kept in touch with him and made sure and helped him get sober.
Yeah.
Is a Prozac pill. Yep, she's in a giant Prozac pill right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like cool shit, bro. Man, I take lithium. That's like fucking 1960 something.
Yeah, I'm on that Lamictal, which is like a mood stabilizer, but it's
Lamictal?
Yeah. Or Lamotrigine, depending on generic or non-generic.
Yeah, I used to take that.
Yeah.
It's like an anticonvulsant, but it also works for other stuff too.
Yeah, I haven't been arrested since I've been taking it like I'm supposed to. So that's
Hell
good.
yeah.
Yeah, I like not being arrested. It's nice.
Man, I haven't. I think I've left the house more times when I was on house arrest than I do now, and I'm just like have no car.
Yeah, when I met you, you had the ankle monitor on, and I thought you were just being trendy. I was like, dude's wearing like a braces, like a freaking Fred Perry, like like one of those like hats from London and shit, and he's got this fake ankle bracelet on, And you're like, no, I really can't leave the house. And you used to like order pizzas and then be like under the name Jesus Christ or something, so we'd have to be like, yeah, we gotta pick up for Jesus Christ. Have to grab the pizzas to take for practice since you couldn't leave.
Yeah, that was good times. There was Dammit Bobby times before we were Dammit Bobby.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I posted that picture the other day because the day that I met you, we all took that picture in front of your rabbit crossing.
Under the jackalope crossing.
Yeah, jackalope crossing. Yeah. So I still have that picture up all the time on my Facebook. Keeps popping up.
The sign's in my bedroom now, along with a sign with an actual fallout shelter sign from the 50s.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you play any video games?
I play a lot of stuff. Gran Turismo Sport is my favorite right now.
Oh, cool. What system are you playing?
PS4.
Oh.
Yes, we can't play with them.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm Xbox One.
Why would you do that, Jesse?
Yeah,
why did you? Did you not know that like nobody has those?
Well, I have an Xbox One.
Well, that's because you just hang. Most people don't have both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Xbox have like 40 more games at least.
What?
Yeah.
When?
All the time.
What the hell are you talking about?
They have like way more games than PlayStation has available.
For what?
I don't know. I mean, but here's
What
the
are you
thing.
talking
Like,
about?
okay,
there are games that you can't get on PlayStation.
No shit. But there's a lot that everything's on PlayStation 4.
Yeah. And
I mean,
all the games that are like on PlayStation 4, like PlayStation 4, PlayStation refuses to do cross-platform.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But they like.
I mean, I'm not even fighting for PS4. I'm a Switch guy. I play Nintendo Switch all the time.
I know you're.
I have a PS4 Pro.
I would like,
but I don't do anything with it.
You have a PS4 Pro?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I am some kind of lightweight.
Well, if you ever want to sell it.
No, it's for my family. I watch everybody but me play it.
Okay.
I go on there and play I stream Katamari on there.
Dude, Katamari's nice.
Yeah, but the only way you can get it on that, you can't just buy it digitally on there. You have to have their streaming service.
Oh.
So I have to pay a monthly fee just to stream Katamari.
Sony stuff.
Or I could just fucking buy it on another system, but still. But no, but like PS4, you'd have all those games. They're just games you don't care about. I guarantee you, PS4 has more games.
Well, some of them
PS4 has
cool games.
a shit ton of Japanese games, and Xbox One has barely any Japanese games because they have no presence in Japan.
Some of them are cool games, though, like the Sony, like the ones that are like the Sony exclusive, like the new Spider-Man game. It's only on PS4, but that's because it's owned by Sony.
Yeah,
they own like the.
I buy a lot of games like that are just Sony. I'm a PS4 guy, a PlayStation guy ever since the late '90s whenever I got my first PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
And I've just been always a PlayStation person. I don't hate Xbox, but that's just all I've ever had was PlayStation.
I hate everything.
And I've won a PSP in the Gadsden Mall with $1 out of a machine that you can come out of and stuff.
You actually won one of those?
Yes.
That happens for people?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, dude, I saw there were some kids a few weeks ago won a Switch.
What?
Yeah.
I thought that was just bullshit to get your money.
No, people win shit.
No. I'm so cynical.
Yeah, you are. You should be putting all your money into winning video games from vending machines.
Y'all remember my little brother Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What's he up to?
Well, he's doing the military thing, and he's a construction worker, and he just applied for jobs at the county sheriff's department and the Anniston police department.
Oh, cool.
Because he's a cop in the army. And anyways, the reason I mentioned him, he has started collecting video games and stuff like the systems and stuff. He's got all the Nintendos, and he's got a Sega Dreamcast, and he's got all the PlayStations, 2 PS3s, and he just finds these people that are selling them at really low prices, and I mean he makes enough money, go get them. He doesn't play them much, but he just says they're nice to collect to him.
That's what's up. Yeah, I haven't seen him since flogging Molly, I don't think.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he was a lot of fun. He had a mohawk beanie on last time I saw him, I think. But I always figured he would be like working like security for like shows. But I'm sure that the benefits as a police officer are probably better than that.
Yeah. He's the kind of guy that like if he pulled you over and you had something that you weren't supposed to have, he would ask you for it and then throw it away.
Mhm.
He's nice like that. He's not like a hard ass or anything, but
yeah, he's a really good dude.
Yeah.
And it was fun flying around in that flogging Molly pit with you guys.
Guatemala.
What?
Did you say guacamole or Guatemala?
Flogging Molly. Does it sound like guacamole?
In the guacamole pit.
It's all this fancy.
Yeah.
It's all this fancy wiring stuff we have here. It's technology.
Dancing in avocado squish.
Dancing avocado squish. That's a good turn of phrase. Yeah, we had one practice again as Dammit Bobby, but it's not the same without you on trumpet. And then also we haven't had another practice
Because it doesn't have a trumpet sound.
Yeah. There's no trumpet sound without you.
So it's not the same.
I've always wanted to start another band where I do lead vocals.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be
but
cool.
I don't know. I don't have any way of getting anywhere, and my parents hate everybody.
Shit.
I don't want to be like, I do want to be like 50 and still trying to get in a band and stuff.
Yeah,
I was going to say I didn't want to be like that, but I do want to be like that.
Punk rock till the day I die.
How's the scene in Gadsden going?
What
it's
scene?
in Huntsville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gadsden scene is in Huntsville.
Everybody drove up there?
Yeah. Yeah, we all just go to Huntsville all the time. I think there's going to be a lot more great shows going on in Jacksonville soon because we've got Aaron Green, who is booking for the Syndicate Lounge. He's now booking for Brothers out there, so it's going to be
What?
nice.
So we're going to have some Jacksonville shows, maybe?
At Brothers?
At Brothers.
Yes.
Oh, my mom
We
saw
can
Charlie
do.
Daniels Band at Brothers in 1975.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'll ever play Brothers because I used to refuse to do it. But if somebody I like is like running the thing and stuff, then I'll do
You
it.
said on the last episode that you tried to get the Mostly Harmless to play there, and they wouldn't even take your demo.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't. But I mean, like I'm saying, like I would never set foot in there. Like I literally wouldn't go there.
Yeah.
So of course, if you'd seen the other bands that were playing there in the like late '90s, you would have been like, "There's no reason to go in there."
Yeah. Well, even when I was
But I remember
at Jacksonville, when I was
yeah,
like,
but it's not nice. You should but I kind of was, kind of cheering the whole time when I heard about the fire.
Well,
I was kind of like, "Yay, finish the job!" So yeah, that wasn't very nice of me.
I was hoping I like playing in Huntsville, but I was just hoping I hope we get to play like other places.
Yeah, it'd be nice to
I said that before.
yeah, when I was
Spread the gospel.
working, it turns out I missed The Devil's Got a Hold of Me, and also the Andies, I think, played in Jacksonville one night I was working. I didn't get to go see you guys.
Yeah, that was at, I wasn't with the band then, but that was at Wake and Bake.
Yeah,
Wake and Bake was the shit.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we did play a
Because I could get off work at midnight, shower, get out of the shower, call, order pizza, and it'd be there before 2 a.m. And I'd be like, yes.
I never asked Andy how he felt about my absence from the band without explaining it, for a while. So, Andy, how did you feel about that when I just left and went to Auburn?
He told me about it a few weeks ago, and he said that he made a pillow of you, and he cuddled that pillow in bed.
Body pillow.
He called it.
I didn't know how that would affect the band dynamics or anything. I just wondered.
Should actually let Andy answer the question.
No, that was.
Yeah.
Oh,
How about that?
man, it's been so long ago. Like, I honestly don't really remember. So this was like just a couple weeks or something that you weren't in the. You'd like left, I guess.
How long?
How
were
long
you
was
absent?
this?
Do you remember?
How long was that absent?
Yeah.
Oh, just a few months, I think. Just 2 months, maybe.
Oh, it's a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah. No.
Andy was clearly focused on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Jess was in the band at that time, so we had another trumpet player, and we had Dylan playing trombone. So
So you good to go.
yeah, we were good to go. I mean, I guess. I think it was probably more just like probably just missed having you there more than like the band like needed you or anything. But
See, I left and I went down to Auburn and for a little while. Then I came back for Christmas
yeah,
and I think I came over to Gadsden, but then when I went back down there for a few days before I got kicked out, this guy named Dutch had moved in to my room, and he had went and sold all of my records. It was like 500 records and a record player to a pawn shop.
yeah.
And that made me really mad. I just wanted to tell you that story because it makes me mad every time I think about it.
Yeah, that's a lot of awesome things being sold.
I'm thinking about back on like the Andies and like how it all ended. And I'm thinking like near the end there, like when really like kind of all the guys left. I mean, Jess left the band and Noah had already left. And you were kind of still in the band, I guess.
I remember what I did. I came back at Christmas and I went over to what was that guy's name? Peyton.
Peyton had joined the band, and we were kind of.
Austin was mad at you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this is a weird thing to be talking about in front of everybody. But,
yeah.
Anyway,
Flesh it out.
We kind of taken the band in like a
thought of all these
different.
things in chronological order.
Yeah, we were kind of taking the band in like a different direction. It was gonna go like less ska, I think, and more reggae because we were kind of losing the horns there. It was getting pretty. I mean, I don't want to go into a whole lot of.
Why can't you do ska without horns?
I mean, yeah, we could have.
Yeah, I know it's like Operation Ivy. It's like one of the best
Operation Ivy
bands
is
of all
ska punk.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't they have a single horn on any of their songs?
I'm sure they did somewhere.
Uh,
I mean, I've listened to all their songs.
Name the first ska punk band.
Yeah.
yeah. They had the Bad Town.
Name the first one.
No More Bad Town. It had it had
Sometimes they kind of came out just sounding sort of like kind of bad hip hop though. Like there'd be a guy going, "Oh yeah," and it didn't sound ska. It sounded more like a guy making fun of a guy, trying to sound like a backup, like he's trying to be T.I. or something.
You are right though. I still agree with you that The Crowd is the best song
It is.
by them.
It's one of the best songs ever written.
It hypes me up so hard when it comes on.
It's one of the best songs ever recorded.
Have you been listening to any bands lately, Tommy?
Yeah. I meant to tell you. I was going to tell you tonight that I still had your Streetlight CD.
Oh, dude, keep it. Keep playing it, man. Keep spinning it.
But anyway,
Sell it.
Nobody will buy a ska CD in 2018 but us.
Have you guys ever heard of the band named The Chats?
You sent me that. I really like that song.
How do you spell it?
It's The Chats.
C-H-A-T-S.
Okay.
The Chats.
C-H-A-T-S. They've only got one
Oh, yeah,
or
they were
two
good.
songs on
I
YouTube.
sent you that.
Yeah, they're good. And Andy sent us a clip of it.
Yeah, I sent you all that.
or link or something.
Australian?
Yeah, they're the Australian
Yeah,
band.
I liked
Yeah,
them. They were
that's
really
good
good.
stuff.
Yeah, I like them, and I play that song a lot.
Yeah, good work, Tommy.
But
That's good.
anyway,
That's good music.
That's one of the ones that I discovered them through The Decline.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I like.
But see, usually when somebody shares music with me, it sucks. That was actually good.
Tiny Moving Parts.
I know you said you've been listening to Remo Drive, so.
Remo Drive? Yeah, Remo Drive's the shit. That album was the album of the summer. A song called I'm My Own Doctor. That's a good song by them. It's about just somebody who likes to not go to the doctor and like put some ointment on themselves and shit. And I mean, that's true. That's what it's about. And then their song, Trying to Fool You. It's a good one. I just looked at the album of it. It's called Greatest Hits. It's not a Greatest Hits album, but it is called Greatest Hits.
Cool. What was the name of the band again?
You're talking about Remo Drive, yeah.
Remo or Remo?
Remo Drive.
Remo, R-E-M-O. As in map.
Gotcha.
Or man.
Epitaph Records. Nice.
Car Seat Headrest.
Oh, yeah.
Foo Fighters. I've been getting into Foo Fighters lately. Don't hate me if I feel like Counting Crows. I like Counting Crows.
Oh, the Counting Crows are fucking great.
Nah, they're awful.
Yeah. No, Adam hates everything.
Bad Astronaut.
Oh, Bad Astronauts.
Andies Jihad.
Bad Astronauts in my top 5 favorite bands of all time. Have you heard the new Alkaline Trio yet?
I saw it, but I didn't listen to it.
It's better than the last one, which isn't saying the most, but it's not saying the least. I think it's pretty good. I really like it.
Suicide Machines is I always listen to, especially the specials. You guys know I like the specials.
Yeah. We have those matching specials tattoos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've still just got the Bart Simpson.
And you got the on the other side.
Yeah, the guy from Michael Graves. The guy from Taj Mahal Trio works at GAD Music Company now.
Yeah, me and Jesse ran into him the other day.
Do you remember the band Skeptic? We're playing with them soon. We got 2 shows coming up. What's the first one, and when is it?
We're fucked.
Jesse doesn't even know what it is.
Hey.
I'm just gonna get in the van.
Adam.
What up, Tommy?
How old are you?
I am 40.
40, okay.
40, the big 40. Turned 40 in April.
What was your favorite punk album of the 90s?
Favorite punk album of the 90s?
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be anything too underground, actually. That's what's weird. It's going to be like, it shouldn't be good, but I really like the Ramones' last album, Adios Amigos, from 95. I like it. I like, a lot of people wouldn't count this, but I do. I really liked In Utero by Nirvana. And
really?
I'm sure there's other 90s, but I wasn't like in the 90s.
I was just interested. I was interested in what you would say.
Yeah, I actually did not listen to. Here's the thing that's weird, and I've kind of said this before on other podcasts, and I'll just repeat it 1,000 times, so that those younger than me can feel better about the people my age who act like dicks to them. Well, it's okay about me being acting like a dick to y'all, but when I was in high school, I mostly listened to punk rock from the 70s and early 80s. Like, I didn't get into punk rock the same way other people got into punk rock around me. So everybody else got into punk rock around me listening to Rancid and, like, Offspring and Green Day. Like, those are the big things that got them into punk rock. And, of course, Nirvana before that, you know. And
that's what I was expecting from you.
Yeah, so they were all listening to that kind of stuff. I was listening to the old school stuff, and I'm not trying to be like that's so much better. But what happened is what was popular, a popular T-shirt at the time was a play on the old. You remember the old exploited song "Punk's Not Dead"?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well that T-shirt was super duper popular among punk rockers. Like everybody wore, it had the skull with the mohawk and it said "Punk's Not Dead." So what became a popular T-shirt you'd see in the back of all the cool magazines was a shirt that said "Punk's not dead, it just sucks now." And that was in the 90s. So that was all the old school guys, all the guys from the 70s and 80s talking shit about the new music. Now, here's the thing I want to point out, is those guys who were getting picked on back then in the 90s, those would be my peers. They were listening to shit like Rancid. I mean, you guys are allowed to like it. I'm just saying, I'm by those people's standards. Yeah. Listening to by the old punk rocker standards, the dorkiest shit imaginable would have been Rancid, Green Day, and Offspring. They were rocking that shit, and now they're picking on people who are listening to like basically the modern day equivalent of that stuff. And they're trying to act like, man, the new punk rock sucks, and it's like, people were saying that about your punk rock. So just let people like what they like. I mean, of course, I'm going to tell you that it sucks.
I think it's okay for that to happen. I think it's okay for older people to be angry, and I think it's okay for younger people to listen what they listen to.
Yeah, I mean, I hated most stuff when I was a kid. Anyway, that's one thing I hate about getting older is everybody thinks I'm getting crankier and meaner, and actually, I'm way nicer than I used to be when I was a kid. Like I was much more of a dick about stuff that I didn't like. So.
Yeah, I really did hate most things when I was in high school, and I was just like, I didn't give anything a fucking chance. Man.
No, I didn't like. I liked what I liked, and then I thought everything else was stupid.
Yeah.
And I still kind of goes back to that counting crows thing. Like I made this observation years ago. It's like almost nothing with the word crow in it is good. Like bands, people.
The movie.
No, the first movie's good. The comic book's good. I'm talking about musically. I'm talking about musically. Like I can't think of a band or a performer that's crow in it that's any good except
Jane Crow.
The Murder of Jane Crow.
That's what's up.
So that's the Murder of Jane Crow is pretty much like broken that. There might be another crow in there somewhere. But like Counting Crows, they suck, and all those, anything else. Sheryl Crow sucks.
Old Crow Medicine Show.
Old Crow Medicine Show.
Yeah, anything with Crow and it's awful, except
they're playing an Anderson.
Except for the Murder of Jane Crow. But I don't like Crow.
The Murder of Jane Crow were at Dragon Con playing like the Game of Thrones theme, I think, from what I saw online. But
sounds right.
Yeah,
sounds right. We're gonna play them on our radio show.
Hell yeah.
Gadcast Radio. But yeah, I didn't listen to much new. Okay, there was plenty of new music in the '90s I was listening to, but it was like Nirvana. I did like early Offspring. But here's the thing about Offspring is you can like the Offspring, and then all you have to do is just find the music that influenced them, and it sounds exactly the same but better. So once you discover Agent Orange and TSOL, you don't need the Offspring anymore.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how it works.
I got introduced to punk rock in the 11th grade by it was Green Day. I would say that.
Yeah.
And it was Dookie though. It was the first album I heard, and I knew who Green Day was, and American Idiot had happened.
Yeah.
And the Boulevard of Broken Dreams and all that happened. When it was 10th grade. But anyway, all that happened. I didn't really like that. But then I heard Dookie because my uncle gave me the CD. Yeah. And I listened to that, and I fell in love with punk rock. And I didn't know really that it was punk rock. I didn't know what to call it, you know?
Yeah.
And then I did some looking around, and I switched schools. And the people I was going to school with just happened to like punk rock and ska. Mm. And I started listening to the Ramones, and then I started listening to some ska. And the first ska band, this is funny, that I listened to knowing it was ska was the Screaming Cops, of which Jesse Hyde was a member.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that was your first.
Yeah. I know. That was my first introduction to ska, knowing that the music was ska. I'd heard it before in like Tony Hawk games and stuff like that, but I didn't know what it was. So that was my introductions to both of the branches of music that I liked the most, punk and ska, I guess ska punk. But that's that.
Yeah, I'd heard Less Than Jake and Goldfinger and stuff before I even knew what ska was. And of course, I'd heard No Doubt and Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, but it wasn't until I got into high school, we started going on a Warped Tour, and hanging out with some of the older kids in high school that I found out really what ska was. And then I was just like, hey, it's like not as depressing as a lot of the stuff people are listening to right now, and it's like a lot of fun, and I like playing the upstrokes on the guitar. Just kind of like right from there. And I think after we saw Big D and the Kids Table for the first time, we were like, that's what we want to do.
So what you're saying is you hate ska.
Yes. No, everyone else hates ska, apparently.
No, I didn't I put up with them okay, but I listened to, because the Suicide Machines were super duper popular. They were super duper popular for about 5 seconds in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
Suicide Machines did some good stuff.
They were they were very, very clean. They had zero edge. For a band called the Suicide Machines, they had zero edge.
I did expect them to be a little bit rougher. But like High Anxiety, they had some great songs, man.
I like they wrote a song about vans. This is Shoe. This van song.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, the van song. That was one of the popular songs when.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
I just remember, like, do you ever get the feeling of dread and high anxiety and, like, shit like that? That shit was a lot of fun. And they didn't have really horns, did they, either, I don't think, for the most part. Yeah, ska's just fun to play, man. Yeah. I don't know.
I just feel like...
fun. People call it hipster shit, but ska is fun.
It is, dude.
My problem is I don't feel like people want to add to ska enough. And I mean, I know there's people who incorporate into things and stuff like that, but like I really, like you were saying, like ska's not depressing. I'm like, I really want to hear some super depressing ska.
Streetlight Manifesto.
No.
You don't
not
think
that.
They're depressing?
No, I don't think they're good.
Make
them better.
What do y'all think about
because they're not good.
Intricately.
They don't sound good.
What about
what about Lance Bandits?
No.
What about Flaming Tsunamis?
Oh yeah.
I don't know that, man.
No,
Yeah, the Flaming Tsunamis, they're like ska core. And most like their songs are like really dark.
Angry.
Yeah, angry.
It's never like the right kind of dark.
What about Bomb Music Industry? They had some dark songs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Independents?
Do I?
What about the Independents?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know the Independents?
No, what are the Independents?
Well, you just sitting there grinning when Randy was talking about them last week, and you're like, the Independents? Who the fuck's that?
Let me fucking. I mean, shit, I might know. Let me
The Independents. They're like a horror ska punk band. Joey Ramone was their manager.
Oh.
Played Alabama a shit ton of times. Randy talked about it. Or Skunk for short.
Joey Ramone. Just make Andy pull stuff up on the computer like we're on Joe Rogan's podcast. Andy, pull up the video. Oh, cool.
Okay, I got a question for everybody.
Okay.
What's the favorite band you've ever played with? That like you ever played alongside?
Like we did a show with, and then like we were sharing a ticket with them or whatever, sharing a
exactly.
stage.
I know what Jesse's gonna say,
He knows.
but I know I'm gonna say something different. I'm gonna go with Paranoid Dance Party because they were.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, they were just like amazing. Like it was so like different from like anything that you would see like around here.
Maddie Turner swallowed the fucking microphone.
Yeah. It was just such a crazy show. And it was so loud at Andies that night. Like I had to listen like all the way at the back, but it was just an amazing show.
It was like Satan jizzed all the way from Tampa and it landed in Gadsden.
Yeah. And those guys were just so cool. Like when they showed up, the dude that like their front man was like wearing a dress. Like they pulled up in a van and like the dude like he was wearing a dress and they showed up at my house and it was just like whoa, like this is not something that you see every day in Alabama.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, Fat Mike does it all the time now. I've noticed.
Everybody does it all the time. Has done it all the time.
Yeah, but this is like
did it all the time.
Yeah.
But I mean this was like this was like 7 years ago.
Like
so
92, and they were like the 1700th band to do it.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Gadsden, Alabama.
In their front yard.
All right, what's everybody else's favorite band they played on the same ticket?
Adam,
Jessica.
you're in the hot seat. Are you gonna think for a minute?
Yeah, it's tough for me.
Definitely the Decline for me.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean they're one of my favorite bands now, and I never knew about them until that night, and they just fucking killed it, and they were a lot of fun, and they were really cool, and they're fucking Australia, so I still talk to them.
Their lead singer gave me the set list from the show.
Oh yeah, and we all got T-shirts, and I got CDs and stickers. I think I gave you the Screeching Weasel parody shirt, didn't I?
Yeah, and I went to see Let's Over Crack.
Yeah.
And Days and Days.
Yeah.
And it got torn off.
Because of the shirt, the way it was, or it just happened?
I don't think the people got that it was a joke about Screeching Weasel.
Yeah. So they
and Ben Weasel had it'd been a few months since he punched that woman.
Yeah.
And they kind of surrounded me and nicely tore the shirt off of me.
Yeah.
As nicely as you can tear a shirt.
Yeah, no, people don't. That's the problem when you go to shows like that. See, I got the nicer version of that, where I wore that shirt with the picture of Hanson on it that says Nirvana at the top of it.
Yeah.
I wore that playing at a Tiger Hellside show. And what that turned into is a whole bunch of drunk people going like, "What's your favorite Nirvana song, man? They're great." And I'm just like, "This is making fun of Nirvana."
Because it was a joke about him punching women in the face, like making fun of Screeching Weasel. So they obviously sometimes mob mentality
does not work,
and alcohol and context clues and like loud, fast music doesn't work. I mean, the only time I remember seeing a shirt ripped off of somebody and like stuff like that at a punk show was a guy wore a button-up Rebel Flag shirt to Warped Tour, and it got ripped off of him. And I remember our friends lit it on fire with some kerosene and burned it at Warped Tour in front of him, in front of the guy who was shirtless. And it was awesome. But that's crazy, man. So did you just have to not have a shirt the rest of the night, or did you buy one?
Oh, I didn't have a shirt.
I guess at a Days and Days show though, like you just find a bandana.
What happened at first though, we were out in the lobby of this. I forgot where I even saw him. It's downtown Birmingham. Yeah. But anyways, Scott from Leftover Crack walked around me, looking at me the whole time. He walked like a semicircle around me, like, and he was staring a hole through me. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, I knew somebody was going to get offended by the shirt. If they just look at it and see the fucking weasel. And,
and didn't read.
Like, I don't know if he told somebody to do it or what. But, I ended up shirtless for the rest of the night.
Damn. Well, I'm glad you didn't get, like, shiner or anything. Even though that might have been kind of
nobody was violent at that show. I mean, Days and Days, they're peaceful people. Leftover Crack, they're peaceful. Most like when they're not on the stage. But I mean, it was cool. I got to drink with Days and Days lead singer. I had a flask in my back pocket, and I drank with him.
Oh yeah, the dude with the beard.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Adam went and dropped off some flyers at one of their shows recently, and I didn't know about it.
Nobody would go with me.
I didn't know.
Everybody's like, I don't want to go to Huntsville. That would suck. Who wants to ride with Adam?
You didn't mention that there was like a show though.
Yeah. Then of course, then Andy today was like, who wants to ride with me to Atlanta? Oh, nobody wants to ride with me.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Andy's been trying to buy a bus lately, which is gonna go great.
Yeah.
Don't you think, Tommy?
Tommy's all on board with the bus idea, right?
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Well, like, the bus, of course, but go to the new bus store.
That sounds expensive.
New buses are pricey.
Yeah,
you don't see too many punk bands riding in new buses.
Yeah, we should be the first.
And
we should put a big Screeching Weasel logo.
So, I didn't answer the question.
Yeah, what's your answer?
No, I didn't plan on answering. I was just bringing that up.
Oh yeah.
But no.
Because you have too many bands.
Favorite bands I've played with. That's what I'm saying. It's like
you'd have to choose.
It's gonna be like, I'm trying to think of like performances and people reacting and stuff. So it's gonna be. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody big, but that's like later on I'm gonna be like, but wait a minute, that one show. But when you're in different moods and stuff. So I mean, Skeptic is definitely up there, because we played a great set that night anyway. That's like way back in the day. Back when it was me, Jacob, Kenneth, and Casey. So we were all, that was at the Copper Top. So we put on a good show. They put on like a better show, but I felt like we were a really strong part of that show. Like we didn't hurt their energy.
Yeah.
And then they put on a fantastic show, and they just killed it. Every member was just like on like full power, and Baron was like taking over the place like he always does, climbing up on the bar and the stools and holler and everything. But then, it's that. But then we've done a bunch of shows with the Go-Go Killers, and of course they put on crazy epic shows, lots of crowd interaction and stuff like that. And they've only gotten like way, way better. So them, and this is gonna sound weird, but like Russian Love Machine.
Yeah.
They were one of my favorite bands.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
So they were our hopes. When Tiger Hellside was first starting, the only hopes we had for there being anything resembling a singing, because all we ever heard was like crappy modern hardcore. Like what I always used to say, it sounded like, that's not nice though, but I shouldn't say it.
When I first heard of you guys, I was up crashing with Zach By, and we were outside smoking on the little patio, and Zach said hey to this guy who's walking by, and then it was his neighbor. And he was like, hey, man, I got some friends who play in a band. It's like some music you like. And he was like, okay. And he went and brought back a CD, and it was y'all's CD. And I told you that once, I think, Adam, and you were like, I don't know who that could be. But, yeah, that's the first time I heard of you guys.
Yeah. Well, that's what we had nobody around. It's kind of a nice little circle there because, see, the hardcore bands did not speak to me here very much. Some of them were okay, but they didn't really. I don't know. I used to say they sounded like System of a Down on a budget or something like that. You know, it sounded like lo-fi new metal, like new metal wannabe, but they're like new metal sucks, but I love it.
And that probably didn't make a whole lot of friends with those guys saying that.
No, and then but. Like there was Russian Love Machine, so I was like, holy shit. So I instantly gravitated towards them. I wasn't friends with them or anything yet, so I was instantly gravitated towards them. So I was like, holy shit, another band, which Russian Love Machine doesn't sound remotely like Tiger Helicide, but even when Russian Love Machine was in Tiger Helicide, but it still was like, this goes well together, and I like that, and I really like the music anyway, so I mean, I would have loved the music with or without my own band. But then the other band, is how it all ties together so nicely, was Buddy Holly's Nightmare, because we heard the recording of Buddy Holly's Nightmare, and they were like, holy shit, people are making recordings of stuff that I like, and that helped dictate how we ended up recording with who we record with. So you probably owe us money for some of our stuff sounding like shit. Because somehow this guy, the guy who recorded you guys, and he also recorded Russian Love Machine, somehow made y'all sound great, and it was a struggle with him to make anything that we liked. So
really,
yep.
Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people.
Yeah, our first album could have been, I still say our first album could have been Never Mind the Bollocks. If
you know what we did when we went into Western Music?
Yep.
We told him, we were like, okay, we're going to do it this way. We didn't like come out and say it like that. We were like, we want this, is what we basically said.
Yeah.
And like, we were making shit up on the spot right there in the studio, and he felt like we had come in there so prepared and everything. We spent like 2 days, maybe 1 day. I can't remember, but like you know that the pick slide at the very beginning of the song.
Yeah.
That's done on the spot. I made that up right there.
Yeah.
Then the rest just fell into line, and he didn't have to do much to it.
Yeah, I think there was too much thinking with us because like our first recording was just me and Casey, and we had to overdub stuff. And I think there was some stuff with that, and then. We just kept it raw. Yeah, he would just he's not great. Sometimes he's not great with drums. He seems like he doesn't know how to. Like he thought Casey's drums were clearly the best thing about the band, but then he would not do them how Casey wanted them. So it's like he's giving Casey all this love for the drums, putting them crazy high in the mix and everything else, and then he wouldn't even make them how Casey liked it. And then
we are talking about Jason Stevenson here, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was like
his name.
Yeah.
I was like,
just to really just nail it. But yeah, but no, that was it. I mean, he just wasn't. It was rough, and it like I said this before to Jacob, but he heard the Divine Shake's second album, and we were talking about it, and it was like right before the last time he recorded Tiger Hellside, and he was just like, "Do you hear that thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, man." And before I could say it was amazing, he was like, "Sounded terrible. It was rough." And I was like, "What?" I was so mad. I was like, this album's recorded so much better than any of the bullshit you've done for us. And then you're like, it sounds terrible. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? So that was one of the 2 or 3 things that made us cut ties with him. Him also being not nice to another band that I was trying to put onto a comp that never happened.
He does think highly of himself.
Yeah, he does. So that was kind of it. He kind of started getting an attitude about another band, and I was just like, we're done. So
he got like that with the Color Wild.
Yeah, no, do what?
He got like that with the Color Wild.
Yeah, he was rough. Did you hear his version of Color Wild song? I think it was Mood Rings. But did you hear?
I was on the one with the trumpets.
Yeah, no, there's one though. Like his version of the song, it sounds amazing, like completely amazing, except the drums sound like they're from a damn like demo. It sounds like a $50,000 studio job, just fantastic. And then like drums recorded on like a PA or some shit. It's just like, what the fuck? What'd you do to the drum? And it was horrible. And then he wouldn't give up the tracks. he wouldn't give up the tracks for them to get them like remixed or remastered or anything. So that was it. He lost a bunch of business that way.
He pissed the Dakota off bad.
Oh yeah. And that's a shame.
He's pretty much pissed the music scene off around that area.
Yeah, he lost it. And I was trying to build up a scene here, and I was going to include him in it because he was the quote unquote manager of Ugly Pompous Grin for like 2 seconds or something. No, he wasn't the manager. I know what it was. They were signed to his label. That's what it was. Signed to his. You can't see me doing the fingers. Label. Yeah, so that's what it was. But it's fun to talk shit.
On blast. You just got put on blast.
Oh boy. He probably doesn't know what a podcast is. It's okay.
Yeah, Dadcast is put you on blast.
Hey, I've prepared 3 jokes for y'all tonight.
Okay.
And I want to tell them.
Do I need to go over to the drum set and be prepared to do that?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Here, I can do my half-ass version of
it. These jokes are some of the stupidest jokes you'll ever hear, but I love them. And
I love your jokes.
One of them's written by Norm Macdonald. If y'all like Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald's like my hero, dude.
Yes, he has some amazing jokes.
Anyway, here's the first one. Joke number 1.
Wait. Is it going to be those long-ass ones that waste all of our time?
No.
Okay.
It's just,
so I was going to say, those are some of the best Norm Macdonald ones. But I was about to say, okay, sorry.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so a guy walks into a bar and says, "God damn it, that hurt." Okay. All right, okay. A monkey and a fish walk into a bar. The monkey orders 3 shots of milk and a jar of peanut butter. And then the fish dies because he's out of the ocean. Okay, and here's a Norm Macdonald joke. So a frog walks into a bar to get a loan. And he walks up to the desk of this lady who says, Miss Whack. Miss Whack was her name. And she said, "Hello, how can I help you?" And he said, "I'd like to take out a loan." And she said, "I'm not sure we can do that. You're a frog." And he said, "I still want to take out a loan." And she said, "Okay. Well, what's your name?" And he says, "Kermit." She said, "You're not Kermit the Frog." And he says, "Yeah, I'm just named after him." And he said, "My full name is Kermit Jagger. My dad's Mick Jagger. My mom's a frog. We fucked the frog." and then she says, "Okay, do you have any collateral?" And he says, "Let me see." And he reaches into his pocket, his frog pocket, and he pulls out a tiny little pink elephant. And he says, "Will this do?" And she says, "I'm not sure, but my name's Patty, by the way." And then she takes the frog to the bank manager. She said, "I'll be right back. I take the frog to the bank manager." And so the bank manager looks at the little pink elephant for a while, and he says, "It's a knick-knack, Paddywhack. Give the frog alone. His old man's a rolling stone."
Holy shit. Yeah, you set that up well.
That's my favorite fucking joke ever.
Adam's face right now.
Well, I've already heard the joke.
Oh, you've already heard the joke?
Yeah, I've already heard every Norm joke.
Is that late stage Norm or like?
Yeah, that's relatively recent.
Oh, dude,
because he just tells bad jokes. He learns bad jokes.
He was my favorite guy to be on the roast because people who watch like Comedy Central roast don't necessarily know
get
Norm.
Like when he was doing the Bob Saget roast.
Yeah, and he just did that. He just read the whole time.
Jokes. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just deadpan.
Yeah.
And he knew nobody was gonna laugh.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to do it because he's friends with Bob Saget.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to do a bunch of mean stuff about him. So he just got an old joke book that he had and just read the worst jokes he could find.
Dude, they were great.
He did a great job.
Yeah.
I made up the monkey and the fish joke.
That is pretty good. I like that. It was logical. Why do you think the monkey ordered the milk though? Do monkeys like milk?
I don't know. He ordered 3 cups of it.
They're mammals, so it seemed like they would.
That's true.
They'd like that sweet, sweet monkey milk.
Bloodhound Gang reference here.
Okay.
I think we're nearing the end of our normal podcasting time. Well, do you have any final thoughts, Tommy? Any last things you want to speak about?
I've got a movie coming up. You guys should go see it. I'm in it. You know, I'm not the lead, but I hope I get an Oscar for this one. Can't show you a clip since we're just on the phone. But go out there. No, I'm just kidding. Having a lot of fun tonight talking to you guys, and you got a good thing going here.
I thought you were telling us you were playing the Nun in the new movie, The Nun. But I guess it's Whoopi Goldberg. We all know it.
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg's playing the Nun.
She's back in the habit again.
She is.
Yeah, man, it's been awesome. Eventually, we're just gonna make a robot or order one, and we're gonna put you on the phone inside the robot, or we're gonna call Elon Musk and download your consciousness into the robot.
That's my next expenditure after I get the bus as a robot.
Tommy's gonna be our robot.
Yeah.
But that won't help Tommy at all unless we can figure out how to transplant his
We'll have
brain.
we'll have to figure out how to do the consciousness transplant.
We're gonna make you into a robot, Tommy.
All right.
Or we could just come get you.
Yeah. Well, once I get the bus, I'm just gonna come kidnap you.
Kidnap you at the bus.
Yeah.
In the GAD bus.
Yeah.
The GAD taxi. Not to be confused with fake taxi.
Yeah. Or
the bang bus.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, do you guys have any final thoughts, Andy and Adam?
Adam.
I forgot Andy's name like last night.
And this time you
2 nights
lost
ago.
my name. Well,
You guys quit having the similar names.
mine has more A's in it, so mine is more legit.
Yes, that's
And
true.
I am named after the first man to land on this planet.
And
the first
alphabetically,
astronaut.
you come first.
That's right. Okay, well, yeah, we'll talk more next week, and then, yay.
Definitely. All right, Tommy, don't be a stranger. If you don't have my number, get it from Andy or I will send it.
Yeah.
Here, let's put Jesse's number on this podcast.
Yes, Jesse's phone number is. Oh, and
Put my number on the podcast.
coming soon, my new solo album. Check it out. It'll be on Spotify before long.
Yes, we'll talk some more about it next week.
Yeah.
We will. We'll discuss it.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll make fun of it next
Tell
week,
the story.
All right, awesome. Well, all right, Tommy, love you, dude, and nice catching up with you, and we will talk to you soon.
All right, see you guys.
All right, later.
Bye.
GAD cast out.
You're taking every word that I've said and twisted them to make me bleed. Keep thinking that I mean you no harm, and I'll force you down to your knees. Everything you've done up to this point has been a game where no one wins. Would-be musician with a wasted chance. I'll throw the first punch. Bring it on! Take it with a straight face. You call yourself a man. Take it with a straight face. You call yourself a man. You probably think that this is all a joke. You help kill our music scene. Don't misunderstand the song. It's your fault, it all sounds the same. Everything you've done up to this point has been a game where no one wins. One big musician with a wasted chance. I'll throw the first punch. Bring it on. Take it with a straight face. You call yourself a man. Take it with a straight face. You call yourself a man. Take it with a straight face. You call yourself a man. Take it with a straight face. You call yourself a man. Take it with a straight face. You call yourself a man.